Oh, it's Tom Meyer with this week's Believe in the Blue update. This today is November 5th, Thursday, November 5th, and some things going on this week I want to let you know about. First of all, we have the Shrek musical going on. I really encourage you to come out to that. I think it's going to be a great show. Our students have put a lot of time into it. Mr. Sturdivant, the director, has put in a lot of time. Has done a great job of his first official production here at the Bellevue Community School District with our high school students. It's really going to be a great show. I encourage you to come out. That is on Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock and on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Come to one of them, come to all three of them, whatever the case is. Our elementary students are actually coming out to the show this morning from 8:30 to about 11, just so you're aware of that. I encourage you to see it. I've heard nothing but very positive things about the show and about the student performances there. Christopher Rowling worked on the sets there along with his art class as well. Mr. Marshall's industrial tech class with some of the woodwork and things like that, construction. So between the three of them, they've done a great job, and we have a lot of students involved in that way. So come out to the show. Also tonight, going on Thursday, we have a middle school girls basketball game. 7th grade is playing here against Monticello. 8th grade is playing at Monticello. That's at 4 o'clock. We also have wrestling at Cascade versus Monticello and Cascade at 4:15. Then going on to next week there, on Monday we have a school board meeting at 6:30 at night that way. On Monday night we also have Cascade Cascade girls basketball middle school home, 7th and 8th grade both home at 4 o'clock. We have middle school wrestling at Monticello versus Monticello, West Liberty, and Tipton that way. And then on Tuesday we have middle school girls basketball, 7th and 8th grade both home against Easton Valley at 4 o'clock. On Thursday we have middle school 7th grade girls basketball at Northeast, 8th grade girls basketball home against Northeast. Both those start at 4 o'clock. We have middle school wrestling once again at Comanche, and this time it's against Comanche and Northeast that way. Friday's the River Valley Conference Band Festival. Really encourage you, if you're looking for something to do on a Friday night, see some great student performances just like this weekend in a little different format. The band is at Tipton. I really think you'd enjoy that. That's at the Tipton Middle School gym, even though it is a high school concert and middle school concert together. That's their performance area. All the River Valley Conference schools will be there, so I encourage you to go attend that way. We're getting close to the winter sports season, really getting in full circle here that way. We start high school girls basketball practice on Monday, November 9th. High school boys basketball practice starts Monday, November 16th, and games for both of those teams will kick off right around that Thanksgiving time. I don't have the exact date on that right now, but it's right around Thanksgiving, before or after, just a little bit. As far as teaching, and a lot of these things here are teaching to working with other people, problem solving. You want to talk about being in a musical, playing basketball, whatever it is, you're working with other people, you're problem solving. It's part of the whole academic involvement. No, this is extracurricular, but it's educational, and that's why we have those things. I encourage you to have your students participate in those things as well. It's very important for the achievement of students. It helps out with attendance. People involved in things have much better attendance, have much better grades, fewer discipline problems on down the line. So I encourage you to have your students participate in those things that way. As I talk about, problem solving, collaboration, working with other people, those are things I continually hear from business people, not just in the Bellevue area, but beyond, talking about they need people who can problem solve. They need people who can work with other people effectively. They need people who can think outside of the box. I just have a couple little things I'm going to read you from Most Likely to Succeed here by Tony Wagner, Preparing Our Kids for the Innovation Era. I think it's one of the better books I've read recently. It says in here, schools need to stop teaching content because it's all going to be obsolete anyway. They should focus on teaching how to think and connecting the dots between theory and application. I've talked about problem-based learning before, and I really believe that is a way to accomplish going beyond the content, to apply that learning, to think in a different way, to solve problems that actually matter. Not just a problem in a textbook, but something beyond the textbook. Learning has to be beyond the textbook. We used to be able to just get things by listening to somebody or watching something, or just by trying to soak it in, I guess you would say. Anymore, that's not the way it works here. One other thing here, if we can reach kids earlier and inspire them instead of pushing against them, maybe we could have hundreds of people who would try being entrepreneurs in their early 20s, basically going away from the lecture. And here's a little part on lectures. If you're like me, I had a lot of lectures when I was in school, and there are certain things that you still need to learn by lecture and being told certain things. But there's an old saying about lectures. A lecture is an event where notes of the professor pass to the notebooks of the students without going through the brains of either. The lecture of the workhouse was the lecture was the workhouse of school instruction. It's how our great grandparents were taught, how we were taught, and how most students are still taught. I like to think that's different in the Bellevue schools. The teacher is a subject matter expert who presents material to students taking copious notes. We still have great people teaching in the classroom. We do have experts on many things, but their expertise is limited. There's so much information out there beyond the textbook, beyond the classroom, by talking with other people in the classroom, talking with other people outside the classroom, and looking on the computer, on internet to find out information far beyond anything we can possibly learn. Yes, it can be overused sometimes, the internet, I understand, but at the same time, there's all kinds of information. If directed in the right pathway, students can learn a great deal. Homework assignments foreshadow tests in the past, and in some ways they probably still do that in many ways. Students rarely interact with one another. I like to think that's different, that we want interaction. We want our students talking to each other during class and outside of class about that assignment, about how to solve a problem, about how to do something, about what their thoughts are, what their opinions are, and why they think that way. Why do they have that perspective? Collaboration with classmates, certainly on tests, is called cheating. Well, at one time that was the case. We don't view it that way anymore, or we should not view it that way. The teacher may pause from time to time to ask questions. Hopefully we're getting a lot of questions asked, or at least a few high-quality questions asked. Occasionally a student asks a question, and often that question is, will this be on the test? Hopefully that's not the questions we're having students answer. Those were the traditional ways of teaching, and we need to move away from those. Here's just one last excerpt here. Today's kids live and breathe riveting content. Vivid horror movies or sci-fi thrillers in IMAX theaters, music that is no longer just oral but visually powerful, often provocative. YouTube comedy stars like Smoosh and the Fine Brothers, sports on HD television more real than being there, addicting video games with stunning graphics. Teenagers now spend hours online watching other young gamers like PewDiePie playing video games. I don't know who that is, okay, so you know. They do things online. A teacher can hold attention of students for a class period, let alone a school year, is performing a minor miracle. That's where things have changed. Our students expect more. Our students expect something different than the past, and they have a right to have the best education possible to prepare them for the future. We sat at a school improvement advisory committee this week. I was actually ill, was not able to attend that, but some very positive comments there were made about people being able to work with each other, collaborate with each other, and on down the line. So just some information for you that way. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'll talk to you all next week again. Have a great one.